Good afternoon. As you can see, I'm in Porthgain, tiny little seaside village in the very west of Pembrokeshire. Quite a famous place. The pub down here called the Sloop is quite well known, and there's an absolutely superb fish restaurant down here called the Shed. Beautiful little place. Lots of television companies have been down here. It's had a lot of publicity over the years, especially during COVID. Very popular spot. I was down here a couple of weeks ago and I was very surprised to see a distinct lack of no overnight parking signs. So I thought, as it's on my doorstep, it's about 15 minutes away from where I live, I would come down and risk a van camp. So I parked just down here on the left, where I'm going to park now, and see what happens. It's always very busy, so there's going to be loads of people down here.
You can't park there, Sonny.
But as with a lot of my van camps, it all starts with clearing the mess up and tidying first. It's a very pretty little place. Lovely harbour. Some lucky people been out sea kayaking. And all that over there is the ruins of the slate quarry. Those white markers up on the top of the hill there. There's one up here as well. You can just about see the tip of it. They were used to guide the ships in many years ago. The coast path along here, in fact all of the coast path along here, is just absolutely breathtaking again. It's a bit blustery and a bit choppy down there. You can't see the scale of this thing, but I'm guessing that's probably about 15, 18 foot high. And there's one on the other side. I love the landscape along here with all these rocks and all these pretty purple flowers. I used to love trail running along these rocks. Yeah, you had to keep your wits about you. Now every time I've been up here in the evening, these spaces here are empty. Now whether I'm going to move the van on here later on, I don't know. Would be nice though, wouldn't it? Or even just come along to these spaces. But I think I might just be a little bit more inconspicuous where I am. But as you can see, there's no signs along here saying that I can't park. There's no signs on the wall. So yeah, let's go for it. Sadly, it doesn't look like this anymore. This place must have been wild when it was in full production. All those there are what we're just about to go and have a look at. And all around here is where the van is. Well, the van is actually, I think, somewhere about there. But yes, it's somewhat different now. These little spaces are rented out to local fishermen to keep all their kit in. It's a very good use of the space. I just love coming to places like this. I think we caught the tide just right. I think it's going out now. Yeah, we were quite lucky to see the tide in. Those are the steps that take you up onto the coast path. The sign says Aberystwyth 2 miles. White Sands is about 7.5 miles, I think. It's quite a tough bit of coast path. There's some quite challenging bits on there, shall we say. But it is just magnificent. As I said, it all is around here. I don't know what this little building is. I'm guessing it's something to do with the fishermen, or used to be something to do with the quarry. You have to keep your wits about you when you're filming, or not looking where your feet are. Yeah, we don't do safety barriers in Pembrokeshire. Right over there, on the tip of the land, above the point there, above the little white point, is Strumble Head. There is parking spaces down there, but it has got signs over there saying no overnight parking. But I am very tempted to do it one day, because I do want to walk round from Strumble Head to Goodick. I think it's about 5 or 6 miles maybe, I'm not sure, probably a bit more than that maybe. But yeah, I do want to walk down that way at some point. I keep hearing the booms from Castle Martin firing range, which I've just measured on Google Maps, and it's 23 miles away as the crow flies, and I can still hear the booms from the tanks on the firing range. Unbelievable. I'd love to have seen this place when it was active. I should show this to some mates. Maybe we could come up here and do a wild camp. Yeah, get the little cookers out, get some hot dogs going. Speaking of food, before you ask, am I going to use the fish restaurant or the pub? Well, the answer is no. It's just not in my budget tonight. And besides, I was watching something on YouTube the other day, and the bloke was cooking a cheese and ham toastie. And I love cheese and ham toasties. And I realised that I've had the Ridge Monkey sandwich toaster for, I think, probably well over a year now, and I have never ever cooked a toastie in it. So I've just been to our local supermarket, took out a second mortgage to buy some ham, cheese and some rolls, because they do charge tourist prices, which unfortunately penalises the locals. So yeah, that's going to be my tea. I said that the fish restaurant was not in my budget, but yeah, going to the local supermarket was pretty damn close. Looking at this path, well, actually, and looking at my fat belly, it's very hard to believe I used to run along here. I'd have to stand for 5 minutes huffing and puffing and getting my breath back at the top of the stairs first, but once I did that, I was off and running. So the little hut at the bottom of here then was the pilot's house. This next scene may contain language of an adult nature. $7.95 for a bottle of hot sauce, and $6.25 for Indian spiced marrow chutney. Fuck it. There you go. Come down to a most beautiful place, and then you just sit in your car and do Sudoku. Okay, it is now 20 to 6, and I'm getting hungry. So we've got cheddar, we've got hummus, which I might not use now that I've got the chili sauce and the chutney. Got the rolls, and we've got some ham. So let's get these on the go. Now, unlike some of you strange people who put your toastie together, but you only toast the outside, leaving you an uncooked inside and soft. Ugh, no, icky. I'm going to toast mine inside and out. When I was up here a couple of weeks ago, we sat in the pub in the Sloop, and we were given their Wi-Fi code. So I'm very tempted to be really cheeky and move the van round to the other side, closer to the pub, because I've got no phone signal down here at all. Where is my phone? Yeah, absolutely nothing on there. So yeah, later on, after I've had my toasties, I think I'm going to go and move the van just for the evening, just for a couple of hours until I want to go to bed, and then I'll just move the van back down here again. But it seems to be quietening down. There's a few people going, especially on the main car park. That's emptying out a little bit now. But I would imagine there's going to be a few more people turn up later on for the restaurant. So yeah, see what happens. But yeah, I really feel like nicking their Wi-Fi. And these are looking good. I don't want to do them too much because they've got to be done with the cheese and ham in them as well. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Now that I've bought that chutney, I'm going to chuck some of that in instead of the cheese. I have got 2 more rolls, so I might just do the toasties with the cheese in a bit. That one's going to have the chutney. This one's going to have the chili barbecue sauce. There you go, if it comes out. Oh, look at that. Oh, let's have a dip. Oh, that's very sweet. That is very nice. Oh, it's got a good kick to it as well. Oh, let's put some more of that on. Oh, that's got a lovely kind of toffee type taste to it. That is really nice. Right, let's get the lid on. Toast that up a bit more. Not a bad little spot, eh? I'm loving these longer, later evenings. That's flashing between 19 and 20 degrees in the van. And I've not even had the heater on. It's 6:10 in the evening now. I've had my dinner. I've still got 2 rolls left, so I'm going to come back for those later. But for now, I'm going to go for a bimble outside the pub to see if I can find a flat spot, to see if I can move the van so I can pinch their Wi-Fi. There's a nice bit of green space at the back of the shed and a nice little shop. There's a toilet block there as well. Half of the car park is on the wonk, but this bottom half looks fairly flat. The only downside of moving the van up here is very conspicuous, but I should be okay because there's plenty of other stuff out here. Look, I just hope their Wi-Fi reaches down to here. There you go. That's the toilet block, and here's the little shop. There's the sauces, $9.29 for 2 of them and $7.99 for the other one. But yeah, it's nice in there. Lots of local arts and crafts and bits and bobs. And they do some really nice ice creams as well. The rum and raisin is really good. If you like your art, paintings more than photography, then there's a lovely gallery there. There's galleries and artists everywhere down this area. And there's another one in the middle of those cottages as well. The Oriel. It's the Alan Davis Gallery. Oh, it's so peaceful. Not so much during the day. Really busy, really noisy. But the atmosphere is lovely. I would definitely recommend the Sloop. Yeah, it's well known around this area. Really good food. It's lovely inside as well. I am going to stick out like a sore thumb here, but I'm in the sun and I do have Wi-Fi. I don't care if people see me getting in the back of the van or not, because they don't know I'm going to stay here for the night. They'll probably just think I'm here for the evening. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is just stay here in this spot for the evening and move back to where I was for the rest of the night, I think. But in the meantime, I'm going to sit and do the last 2 rolls that I've got. And yeah, just chill out and relax. I might go for a walk up the rest of the village later on, but we'll see what happens. Well, okay, that was unfortunate. I seem to have forgotten my tablet, so it's a good job I did move the van. At least I can sit and watch YouTube. I'm watching Jago Hazard and doing the other 2 rolls. So yeah, without the tablet I've got nothing to watch, but with the Wi-Fi, yay! I feel like such a leech.
There we go, there's a lot. Oh, there you go.
Out there you go.
Temperamental. Yeah, lovely, thank you very much.
Brilliant, cheers, thank you. Yes, I did feel a little bit guilty for leeching on their Wi-Fi, so I did go in there and get a beer. So I'm back in the van and I've got my baps out. Let's go to the toilet block and I'll show you a massive weapon. There it is. Huge artillery gun of some sort. $9.15. The car park's almost empty. Pub is still open, there's still a couple of people hanging around. Sun's gone down. And it looks like the restaurant is closed as well. I'm actually thinking of staying in the car park. Even the toilet block is open. Yeah, even the restaurant's closed. Sky looks nice though. That blue and the red on the horizon's lovely. Tide's all gone out. There's an overflow there, that's what's making all the noise. But yeah, it's lovely down here now. Yeah, very quiet now. There is actually a phone in there as well. It's a bit cobwebby. Don't know if you can hear that. It's actually working. Good grief. That's unbelievable. That's made my day seeing that, and with a phone in it as well. Wow. Unbelievable. And what makes that even nicer is the bright red letterbox next to it. Ah, yeah. It's made my day seeing that. Right, I'm going to head back to the van now. Settle in for the night. Well, not that I haven't been settled in for the last couple of hours anyway, but yeah, I think it's better that I get the airbed out and climb in the old sleeping bag. Good morning, people. Coffee's on the go. Got the AeroPress out. Very rare for me to do that. I'm too lazy. I just like the instant stuff sometimes. But what a morning. Look at this. It's 8:45 and I woke up about 15, maybe 20 minutes ago. An amazing night. Really quiet. All evening. Absolutely no disturbances. Just fantastic. I was talking to my wife on the phone yesterday, saying that I was completely shocked about how easy this has turned out. I thought it was going to be really difficult. That's the coffee I'm using. It's locally made coffee from the north of the county. But anyway, yeah, completely surprised at how well this is turning out. Yeah, well, as I was saying, totally surprised to find no overnight parking signs, no restrictions down here. Yeah, this has turned out way better than I thought it would be. I'm going to have to come down here again, maybe, and use the restaurant or go to the pub or something. And yeah, especially for coast walks around here, because I've done it all around here anyway, but it is so nice. But I just can't believe how well this one's turned out. Right, I'm just trying to decide which coffee cup to use. It's gonna have to be this one because I've already put the sugar in it. Silly me. I love this AeroPress. I just don't use it enough though. I do love a fresh coffee in the morning. That sound makes me want to go to the toilet again. The only trouble is with these AeroPresses is they're too small. You'll only get a small mug out of it. This lovely little place seems to be coming alive at the moment now. I'm just going to take you for a little bimble along the coast path, only a couple of miles, up to a little place called the Blue Lagoon in Aberystwyth. It's where they do the cliff diving championships sometimes for Red Bull. this is a mile from Porthgain, and I think it's Clavan Beach. And I believe there's a set of steps or something going down to it. Yes, I was right in my thinking. There is steps going down to the beach. And if you come from Porthgain, which is that direction, the steps are just after this gate. And here we are, just above Aberystwyth. That's the Blue Lagoon down there. And that is Aberystwyth Tower, built in 1798 as a lookout for what was a failed invasion by France. That's Aberystwyth Beach, and this is the famous Blue Lagoon. In the summer, this is absolutely heaving. There's a path down there that goes from the beach. People come along and they jump off the wall over there into the lagoon. It's an incredible place in the summer. Really good atmosphere, but it is really, really busy. And it's only a mile and a half from Porthgain. There's even a sign advertising the cliff diving. I'm not going down onto the beach because I can see what's there from up here, which isn't a lot really. Sometimes there's an ice cream van, but I just come out for the walk. You can see the beach anyway, so you can see what it's like, you get the idea. I'm back above Traith Beach, and I've found a random little footpath. So I'm not going to go back on the coast path. I'm going to try and get myself lost and enjoy the views. So let's go and see where this goes. I'm hoping somewhere near to where I need to be, which is back at the van. But hey, this is what it's all about. Just finding random little places, random little paths, and seeing where they go. The farm track that I just took leads me down to that little junction there. There's a reference point. And this is the road that leads you in to Porthgain. I'm about a 5-minute walk back to the van now from this road. Yes, all our businesses are open as usual, so please do come. We need the trade. It helps support the local economy, the local people during the winter times. So yeah, please come down and support local businesses for us. See, Porthgain crab and lobsters, live or dressed. They're even putting a new path in, although I'm not quite sure why it stops just there. And here we are, back at the car park. That's taken me an hour and 10 minutes, and it was 3.18 miles, and I wasn't going particularly fast. It was about an average speed, and I did stop a couple of times. I did pause it So it's not completely accurate, but it's pretty close. And now for a completely different location. Porthgain was getting a bit too noisy for my liking. Too many people, too many cars, too cluttered down there. I couldn't do anything on the camera without a lot of noise in the background. So I've come down to the top of White Sands for somewhere a little bit more quiet to do the sign off. So as usual, I hope it's encouraged you to get out. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's made you want to go out and visit places on your doorstep that you've never been to before. So thank you to each and every one of you. Thanks to all the subscribers. I think it's gone up to 135 now. So yes, thanks to each and every one of you for watching and sticking with me. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Ta-ta.
You can't park there, Sonny.